Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hi, everyone. I have my glasses off. Thank you for your prayers. It's been a good week of healing my eye, and now I have more clarity. Thank you. I am Lainey Savante Wilkin, and here with me is Linda Horn. If you haven't met her, you will. You'll be seeing a lot of her. She is such an amazing addition to the Food Healing Oracle deck family, which might happen to be one of our words in our new deck. I won't say what it is, but family is so important. We call it the communities, the cherries, and Linda has elevated our cherries to from a sweetness that I couldn't even begin to describe. So welcome here, Linda. Say hello. Let people know a little bit about you.
Hi. Hi, I am Linda Horn, the Alchemist of Operations.
Yes.
Um, and I just love being with this cherry community and looking forward to all the activities that are coming soon. So much to talk about.
Hey, Janelle. Hey, Tony. Yes. Well, as a result, you just never know what's going to happen. So here you came onto the scene. You had gotten a reading last year or been part of sort of, a live gathering where I was doing readings, and you felt the call. That's usually what happens, and realize, wow, there is more to this. And here you are, already an intuitive, already have a reading practice, an animal communicator, and a million other talents that you have, on top of like being the most extraordinary tech person I know. But being able to then take the certification course and see firsthand what this was all about. And then I think that kind of blew the lid off, because then while you were observing the cars, I was observing you and how amazingly natural you were, and you took to this.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, my journey, like I said, I was introduced to the deck and I just knew. I just immediately knew that I had to immerse and do more. And coming down to Florida, because I'm in Northern Virginia, I came down to Florida and took that certification there on site. And not only hanging out with you and Joanna and Jessica and Heather and Allison, all of the people that were there, it
Well,
was
plus
just,
the smoothie days, because I'm looking.
yeah.
Denise and Tony. Janelle was
I was
not
going
here. She's in California. But
Yep,
a lot
I was
of
going to
people.
say I got to meet all of those people, which I just love being able to build my community because it's, yeah. I mean, that smoothie day, I mean, Tony, hey, honey, we really connected and made our, smoothie that day, and Denise and Tamara. I mean, but it was, I think the word I keep using was life changing.
Oh, wow.
Um, because yes, we learned a lot about the decks. We learned a lot about, but just being with all the energy, the like-minded people, the healings that we did with each other, and then just on ourselves as well. Um, it opened me up. I had, we had all gone through stuff, right, in the last couple of years and everything. And I needed that. And that's what I'm getting goosebumps now, just talking about it, that um, I just had more just knowings that came to me during that whole weekend. It was just amazing.
And here you are in
And
the
here I
inner
am.
sanctum. Oh, look at all their cherries and hearts. So I was thinking, we usually do announcements in the beginning, but I think we'll do them at the end. And by the way, we do have a giveaway tonight, on top of giving away and blessing who's here with some readings. So I think we're gonna do that a little bit later in our broadcast. So I wanted to start off with our theme. So we are talking about play, and we're talking about coconuts, and there's a lot to say. And of course, we are going to, talk with your brainchild of the Coconuts Club. But I'm just curious, for those who are here, how many of you are in book clubs? Because I have never joined a book club. I've always wanted to. Tamara's here. I've always wanted to join a book club, but I never have the time, and I never can, and I'm already accused of overcommitting anyways, because I do. So now that I've learned to not, but I think the idea of a book club, everyone's bonding over a book, is pretty amazing. Have you ever done it? Are you a book clubber?
I have done it in my life. I'm not currently doing it. But I have done it because, I can go backwards in time. I mean, in the 80s and in the 90s,
Yeah.
it's what we did. And we had the hardcover books, right? And we would all get them. And then whether it was once a week or once a month, we would get together at someone's house, and, have refreshments,
Yeah.
and discuss the book,
Libations.
libations, and it was a very bonding experience,
Yeah.
and you always get different points of view. We're all reading the same book, but we might get something different out of it.
Wow, Denise said she did a book club online when the pandemic began. Yeah, there's so many, and interestingly for me, I probably never joined a book club as well because I read, believe it or not, I have like 10 books going because my mind is like beep, 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 and whatever I'm drawn to, and I'll pick up a book, set it down. Okay, cool. I want to read from that. And it's the same thing with my thousands of tarot and oracle cards. So I am, I'm sure, whatever I am, but my brain's all over. But when you brought to my attention how it would be really nice to have a gathering of people, not teaching, but everyone just kind of sharing in it, right? So a little bit of someone facilitating, like a certified reader, not so much Joanne and I will pop in and say hi, but like I see Denise here, certified, Tony certified. Everyone can take their turn. You'll lead us off, right, this Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
and just engage, like no experience necessary. If they just bought a deck this week or last week, or they're certified readers, or they're just curious as to what spreads are. I mean, I just think it offers, well, tell it from your viewpoint, what you
Well,
feel Coconut Club is all about. Because I think it's a great idea. And if I was obsessed with a deck, I'd be joining a club like this.
yeah, and I mean that was, my thought behind it is exactly, consider it, like a book club. It is. You're coming together, and yes, we have the deck, and we'll be, doing readings on each other, but being able to discuss it as well. And I think that is what brings that bonding in, right? And again, because we get different things, and whether you're new to this world, just starting out, or you're seasoned and been doing it for a long time, it's still fun.
Yeah.
And that's what we're looking for, is the fun. And those that are out there that feel like they're a little shy with giving their
Nervous,
messages,
yes.
it gives them a safe place to practice or just observe others, because we're all in that spot at some point in time, and we all have that internal struggle to say what we're feeling or what we're getting. And I mean, we can even talk about clairs, and because we all get information, if we're doing intuitive stuff, we get it different ways, or so I think there's a lot of discussion that can come up just to share with each other, and that's what it comes down to.
I love that. So for those of you who want to attend, we're going to do these monthly, 2 hours on Zoom, sacred container. It's not a recording that's shared. If you are shy, sit back and watch. If you feel you want to give it a go, that's fine too. But just jump in and say, "Well, I have no idea." Or, I mean, I'm thinking about. I won't say who it is, but one of the people watching, we had a kind of a version of this, but it was for certified readers. And she knows what I'm going to say. But we pulled the card of broccoli. We weren't even doing readings, but we pulled the card of broccoli and answered a question. And the broccoli is our growth card. And it was a question that took about an hour and a half to go through because everybody was seeing something different on the card. Everybody was feeling they were getting an intuition on how to assist her answering her question. And it was just so great to get other people's perspectives. I mean, we go deep like that of course, in the certification class, but to have this from from all sorts of people of all different experiences and walks of life. I think this club's going to be great, and I'll attend as many as I can. But I don't want people to feel pressured, like, oh, you know what I mean, like join and lead. Like that's why it's kind of great that certified readers and then it gets you guys comfortable, because eventually we will have a master teacher training where certified readers will be the ones to go and teach the certification. So this is sort of like 101, like first step, lead a coconuts club and bring your friends and everybody. And we will be giving a spot away tonight because it's this Thursday. And if you feel lucky, you might be winning a spot, because of what? They're $20 and $20 to come, and just a nominal fee.
Yeah, it's a nominal donation and helps to pay for the technology and stuff that we're using. So, that's what's there. But yeah, we're going to give away a spot so the first one is this Thursday, the 28th at 7:00.
Is it at 7? Okay, I wasn't sure if it was 6:30 or 7, but it's on our website.
It's on. That's what I was going to say. It's on the website. And if you have any questions, of course, we're available. Reach out to Lainey or I, and we will help answer any questions.
I put the link in the comments right now if you want to register, and we already have people registering. And take advantage of this, because the sooner you get to know the deck, the sooner you'll get more comfortable, like wanting to do readings, understanding readings, starting to do readings for other people. So I think that'll be amazing.
Yeah, and it's just like, doing readings for yourself too. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know about you, but every morning, I come in and I get my deck out and I have one of 3 spreads that I like to do, but it helps to start my day.
Yeah, I pull cards every single morning, every night, and all throughout the day.
Yeah, all throughout the day.
So I wanted to bring this to your attention, and I just saw, Tamara, she's asking a really important question. The whole idea of this, it's a book club for anyone. So whether you bought a deck and you've never even opened up the book, it's for anyone. It's a book club for it's a readers club of the Food Healing Oracle deck. So it's not for certified readers. Certified readers are the ones who can be the facilitators of that night. They'll switch off. Linda will lead us off this Thursday. Next month, maybe Denise, Heather, Tamara, when you get certified. But it's for anybody who's ever had an interest in learning about the Food Healing Oracle deck and the cards and doing readings, because it's about doing readings. It's not a teaching. It's just 2 hours of everyone coming together and learning how to do readings.
Yeah, I mean, we're just playing. And if you are a certified reader and you would like to lead or, facilitate one of them, we also have a form on the website that you can do that, or, just get a hold of me and we'll talk about, future dates and get you all lined up.
So what I wanted to talk about, and I'm so glad Heather's here, or hopefully she's still here. I saw her pop in. So Heather Danielle, our newest certified reader, is a psychic medium. And last Friday, we had an extraordinary evening for those who were there new, and we will do another evening of psychic mediumship gallery where a full house of us gathered to hear messages from the other side through Heather's lens of the Food Healing Oracle deck. And there was a very common theme that was so apparent. If you can, Tamara, you might agree, Denise, you were there, is that this is prevalently not happening in the majority of our lives. And you too, Linda, I mean, didn't it feel like, okay, they know something that we're not catching on here, and all our loved ones are saying, you need more play. You're not getting out enough. You're not doing it, having enough fun. Like, they are on the other side and they're watching us work so hard, be so stressed out, be frustrated, all the things that we are. And we hear this, we need to do more things for ourselves. We need more self-care. But this came up over and over and over. Heather, if you want to comment on that, please do. But to me, I took notice. And here we have the Coconuts Club, like next week. It's like you tuned in to something that they were saying we need. Don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, I will just say that Heather brought through my mother. And my mother said, you need to get out of the house more. And I really took that to heart. It was like, I mean, Heather even brought in her to say, yeah, you're spending too much time typing on the computer and doing stuff. And I have really tried to do that. I went out this weekend, and had some fun. I went out just a little while ago before we started this, so I'm like, okay, yes, I'm going to listen because we all need a little more fun, a little more play, because it does balance, so that when you do have to come back and do your quote work or your responsibilities, it feels better.
Yes. Much more rewarding. You've cleared some energy, you've shed some density, you feel more light and buoyant. And although we know that, we don't do that. But it was a huge lesson. And I have to say, with total joking, but not, the very next day, that was Friday, Saturday, mid-morning, I get a message from you, and you're like, just so you know, I'm going to be gone the rest of the day. And I was like, yes, she's playing. I'm so happy. I hope I never hear from you the rest of the day. Kind of,
Yep.
not really. Yeah. So what we thought we'd do today, for those who are here, as much as we can have a discussion, was actually pull cards on what is preventing you from playing. What is preventing you from having that work-life balance? What part of you needs to hear something from the Food Healing Oracle deck that will allow you to embrace play in your life? And I'm here actually at Joanna's house, and we're hosting psychic medium, also Diane Marshall, who paints portraits of those who have passed. And we were having dinner just before this, and she said to me, I'm so glad that I get to play in my life, creating portraits that heal people from the other side. And she goes, my work is my play. And she goes, isn't it yours too? And Joanna and I were looking, and we're like, yes, we get to play at like and that's what our Coconuts Club say. A forum where you can actually, it's okay to play with your food. So we're in this realm. But when she said that, I said, that's exactly right, because we are sometimes forgetting to live our passion and to follow the things that feel like fun. You hear that all the time. God, it doesn't even feel like working because I'm totally in my element and passion. I'm sure Denise says that all day long when she's inhaling, breathing in these beautiful young living oils because she's so good at it, and that's her passion. But I think it's a reminder for all of us are you living your passion? Because every day should feel like play.
Yeah, it
That cut out?
definitely should.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for
Yeah.
a split second. And
Okay.
I do have to say that, I have to remind myself that now I am definitely living my play. We all have our challenges, that we go through in day-to-day life. But when I look back, 15 years ago, and I was in the corporate world, I mean,
No,
I
yeah.
enjoyed it. I learned a lot, but I'm now doing my passion.
Yeah. I thought I was doing my passion when I was in the corporate world. I was the top event producer in-house for a very high-end hotel chain. And I was really good at weddings and anniversary parties, birthday parties, all sorts of any social event. And I was so good at it that I kept booking more and more and more. And I was like their number one salesperson. It was like, then I had to go service that event on the weekend. So I was essentially all week booking these incredible events. And then I had to go service them. And I was exhausted and never saw my kids. And it's like, and I was making a lot of money. And I was like, what good is having all the money if you have no time to play with it? And it was like, I had to just get really clear. It's like, what are we doing here? And that was a long time ago, and I've made a lot of changes in those decades since. And so that's my 2 cents tonight. And if people want a card that I'll pull, Linda will pull. But if you feel you want a card and you feel like you're living your play and your passion and everything's on track, awesome. And if you want us to pull a card of how to pull more play into the world and find out what message from spirit could be possibly preventing that, or what you need to know to push you more into the play realm, Tamara, you're up first. We'd love to give you one and bless you, because I I took to heart a lot again on that psychic medium gallery and how so many deceased loved ones were knocking on our door to get our attention. Oh my goodness. So shall we go for it? And I'm just gonna, yeah. So okay, good. And if Heather's here, I don't know if she's still here, if she wanted to comment, but I'm just gonna really hope, like, with this intention tonight in all of our shows, that we get to the heart of the matter of how we can really do the work. Because I can tell you, when we start talking very shortly here about the second deck, second helpings, and the energy around it, it is go time with the second deck. It is like, it's time to do the work, and this is how you're going to do the work. Is kind of, we'll talk more about it as we go on, in the coming weeks here, about the second deck. But it does reflect the last couple of years of how you want all these things. This is how you're going to do it. Like, this is like, take some action. So the next deck, again, will be a very compelling piece to share with people. So, all right, let's go for it. I'm going to just hold the space. And what can we do for each person's message of how they can have more play, or what they need to know about it? So I'm going to, I'll start with Tamara, and then Linda, if you have anything that comes in, you're so good intuitive too, just jump in. You could either pull a card or add on to what I pull. Ever suits you, lovey. So this first card is for Tamara, and couldn't be more perfect. So what was the question? The question was, what can be preventing, or what do we need? What's the message we need to have more play? And she got chocolate, right? The indulgence card. And if you read our book in the Food Healing Oracle deck, it's about being okay with being a little self-indulgent for all of those people like Tamara who are so good at giving and showing up and being there and contributing. And the card talks about, like, start with you, like, have all that fun, and that is fun because she does do a lot of things for fun, but this is more about being self-indulgent and being okay. Like, eat the cake, right? That's some play. I love chocolate. That's like my numero uno. So this is, to me, eat the cake. To have more play is like, be okay with being okay with doing things for yourself as well as others. Start with yourself. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah. So when we were talking and I pulled a card, and actually I think it goes right along with it for Tamara, because I got balance.
Yeah.
And to go right along with that is, and knowing her the little bit that I do, is to bring everything in balance. Mm-hmm. And again, do that indulgence for yourself, and take time for yourself and do that, because maybe you're leaning a little bit too much to the other way and giving away a lot.
Yeah. This is to pull about and being okay with it. Being okay with that.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice job. Okay, Tamara, that was fantastic. Samantha, Tamara Kiss, send me a friend request for your accurate reading now. I'm not reading that correctly. What did that say? All right, I'll let you read it.
I think she's talking to Tamara.
Okay, so if Samantha wants a card read, I'm going to have you just make a comment there, but I'm going to go to Tony because I don't have my glasses, so I wasn't reading that clearly. Okay, this is for Tony, is what message she needs to do to have more play in her life. And I got Elderberry, which is our immunity card. And people always get this card and not quite sure what to make of it. Sometimes I'm scratching my head, like, so what is this? But then when you go and read the book, because I've been reading the book a lot lately because I'm prepping for the new book with Joanna. But immunity is about being, what's the best way of saying this? Is to be immune to distractions. And sometimes all of us are nurturers, healers, energy workers. We're so empathic that we have to learn to be a little bit more immune so we can have more space in our consciousness to play for the things that we want to have. Does that make sense? You want to add to that, Linda? Did that make sense to you?
It did, and I want to tag onto it because the card that jumped out was Kiwi and the freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And, just kind of to help set you free, to set you free so you can have fun is maybe look at whatever's going on and what is keeping you boxed in so that you can't be free. Does that make sense?
She'll let us know. She'll let us know.
Yeah. It's just basically the truth is going to set you free, right?
Oh, cool. So are we going to do okay, so we'll just do two cards for each person. Okay, cool.
I was just going with the flow.
Yeah, that totally works for me. Let me shuffle this up and Janelle. Hi, Janelle. All right. So what is a message about having more play for Janelle? And I got empowerment. And that is, to me, a very important card. That is one of my favorite cards from the first deck. There's no question. But how do you have more play is empower yourself to make those choices. Like, I'm cutting off at 5 o'clock, period, end of story, as much as I want to. And actually, you do have great boundaries because I do know you. Like, hey, I don't, and let's talk on Monday, which is great. I worked for a very famous Hollywood mogul, and his and under him, no matter what was going on, he left at 5 o'clock every day. And when you're in the Hollywood community of entertainment, they work 20 hours a day. And I remember he would close his door at 5 o'clock, and all the executives and all the executive assistants would just all look at him, and he'd walk down and people would be like, wow. So I remember saying to him, like, it's really amazing. And he says, you know what? The work will be there tomorrow. So this, to me, she's an inspiration to me, and a reminder. We have to empower ourselves because we are the deciders if we're blessed enough to decide our own schedule, or we can make time management work in our favor, because empowering ourselves to do that can also allow more time management to time manage play into your schedule.
Yes. And to go along with that, I got the plums, which is our patience card. And I think it's sometimes we want that empowerment, and working towards it is we're looking for progress and not perfection. And so sometimes we do have to be patient with ourselves as we're working through on our journey. Does that?
And I got it. Thank you. I love Tamara. She's our scout for us. Okay, that's what I thought. Were you complete with Janelle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right, Denise. Oh goodness.
Yes, Denise.
I'm generating a lot of heat here. All right. So what does Denise need to know?
I thought it was just me. I'm hot too.
And it's funny, our outfits a lot. We're wearing the same necklace. That's just hysterical. And we actually do have a little bit of the same.
We've been doing that a lot lately.
Yeah, every day, like really blue, really green, whatever. All right. So the message about play for Denise. Is mangoes, joy. So what do we need to do to figure out how to have more play? It seems so easy, is finding what brings you joy. But I think this is more about giving yourself permission that it's okay to have joy. Because somewhere along the way, and I do believe this has been built into our ancestral DNA, that we've been told that you have to work hard. And then you can go play. It's like clean your room, do these things, do things. Then if there's time, you have a half hour of play. I remember my mom used to say that. And it's almost like, well, how do we make it okay to play? Because I feel like if you fill yourself up with the energy of joy first, then it makes it really easy to go back and finish what you need to do work-wise. So I always take a break, get back into the vibration, because what's the point I work in a vibrational setting. If I'm writing something, I have to be in that vibration. Otherwise, that can convey. And chefs that I worked for, we had to be in a high vibration to prepare food. So you need to look at being in the joy and then maybe go back to your work versus work, trudge through it, and then go find the joy. I think it's the opposite, if that makes sense. Denise, go ahead, Linda.
Well, and I'm gonna ask for a little bit of help here because I'm starting out. But I got purification and pineapple literally jumped out for Denise. And there's two things that I'm getting with this is, and to go along with that joy is, one, there's a whole lot of expanding going on. She's leveling up, Denise, there, and so I just kind of feel like that there's a lot going on right now, so it's hard to bring in that joy and bring in that play, and maybe some helping to purify. And I'm getting, it's more about thoughts, purifying the thoughts or maybe judgments that's coming through to be able to bring that play and that joy back in.
She got that card last week, by the way. You might not know that.
Oh yes, she did. I do remember, because she went off and started drinking her basil.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yes.
Well, first, let me say that bravo for putting you on the spot and doing live readings. That's not easy to do. So I think you did a remarkable job. And I think that everyone will have a great time with you at our Coconuts Club on this Thursday. So thank you for that. Well done. I hope we got everyone's questions answered, or at least, some new things to be thinking about. And speaking of things, and by the way, is Trish still here? I thought I had seen her earlier. I don't know if she's still here.
I did see her.
You did? Okay. Well, if Trisha's still here, she wants a card, we're happy to pull it before we move on. Let us know. And then a couple things. One is we said, oh, do you want a card pull? Let us know if you want to message.
Oh, she's here.
Let us know if you want. Hold on. Let me know if you want to have a card pull. Yes, she'll take a card. All right, Linda, why don't you pull a card on how Trish could have more play? What message she needs to have more play in her life?
Ooh. What are you procrastinating about, Miss Trish? And so when I look at that card and I'm seeing all the different individual blackberries, is what I'm being drawn to, is that you got so much going on that you actually are so busy worrying about everything else that's going on that you can't, it's kind of like you can't see the forest for the trees, or you can't see the tree for the forest, right? And which is, putting you in that state of, I'm just not going to do anything. I'm just going to procrastinate about it all because there's too much.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm going to just add on to that. I think that's really spot on. I was thinking about, sometimes we feel guilty about playing when other circumstances are happening around us. Like, I shouldn't be, going and watching TV right now because there's 20 things that need to be done. And, like I'm guilty of that myself, but I've learned to realize that if I can feel good, like, what, I am going to go watch that show because I enjoy it and I feel so much better. And then I can go do the 10 other 20 things, like, be okay. But procrastination is putting off play. That's like quintessential, is putting off play because we don't feel we deserve it. It's a worth piece too. And you're not alone if you do resonate with that. And I will tell you that sneaking, Joanna will probably be mad because I'm always such a sneak peeker, but wait till you see the new deck. And I have to say that worth is one of the words. And every time I've been doing readings now and we're wondering why something's happening and that worth card pulls up, it's like, boom, like, take a look. How we are valuing our own worth. And then you can go do those clearings. It's been very powerful, but we will get more to that. And I can't wait to show you with that. But there are some words that to me are so clear of what the last 2 years have brought forward with COVID, of what people have been experiencing financially, health-wise, having to pivot their jobs. Like, it is clear that this next deck is like, okay, we've all been through it the last couple of years in various different forms. And now this deck's like, okay, get to move on and start identifying issues, including our self-worth. Like, I just can't wait to share with you more about it. I know I just can't keep my mouth shut, but it's just, it's been a labor of love, but it's so ready for all of us, because I think we're all ready to bust out. And so anyways, that's my 2 cents on that. I know, Linda, you're working so intricately with us getting this ready, and thank God for you, but you all are going to be really feeling that. So let me just share a couple things if you don't see them, Linda. First, Denise says, all makes sense. Getting under the wellness line, I had a lot of self-judgment in my mind, so I really love these cards. Wonderful. Trish, I do resonate with this. I've always felt better hearing from you all. Thank you. Oh,
Thank you,
well,
Janelle,
I can't even begin. So in the next few weeks, so let's give a couple things for timelines. If you're still here with us, and we do want to give away a Coconuts Club spot this Thursday, and we will do that. Actually, if you do want to attend, we're not doing the wheel. If you do want to be considered to attend the Coconuts Club, just put coconuts in the comments, and then Linda's going to, do her own hocus pocus and figure out who it is, and then we'll announce it. And so we know if you want to attend Coconuts this Thursday, 7 p.m., 7 to 9 Eastern, and we're going to select one winner. Put coconuts in the comments. So in addition to the Coconuts Club, or put the
or a picture of the coconut. That's fine.
Perfect. Next Saturday, is it the next Saturday? Saturday the 6th. I think it is next Saturday. A week from Saturday?
A week from Saturday. Yep.
Yeah. A week from Saturday is, oh my God, the Tarot's Major Arcana. And we will be talking, Joanna will be back next Monday, and we'll be talking about that. I know some of you have taken it, some of you have repeated it, and some of you have never taken it. But if you are a tarot enthusiast at all, or if you know nothing about tarot and you're maybe more of an oracle person, that's fine too, because we do teach you what the major arcana is. And then we tap into our pairings, and it's pretty amazing. So, the ancient art of tarot. Are you a tarot person, Linda?
I dabble in tarot, and I have my entire life. And so I'm really, really excited to take this class.
Yeah.
And actually match up the arcana and the major arcana. So, yeah.
You'll appreciate the deck even more. Again, you'll look at your food differently. You're like, oh, I know where I am in the journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
From pool to the world. And the food is very telling, because your body is innately craving certain things once again. And that's another layer of looking at what you could be craving emotionally and mentally. It's a trip. You're going to love it.
And I have some weird cravings going on lately, so I'm waiting to see why.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So that's the 6th. Please join us on the website, register. And then a couple more things. One is our online certification is coming up on the 26th and 27th of August, but we have a summer sale only good through next Saturday, the 6th. So if you have been considering taking our certification, both either online, actually it's online or online, right? So now we have two. We have the August 26th and 27th. So we want to fill, we're going to fill that one. And then we're opening up 11/11, 11/12. So November 11th. So these are the last two. But if you want to, you have to at least do initial payment before the 6th, and then you get in at that price. That is the discounted price. And then these last classes, I know this sounds confusing, but it's all on the website. These are the last two certifications before the price change. And it is going up significantly after December. So we will be having a Kickstarter campaign mid-August. And we always say that those are really great. It's not going to be discounted more than this special summer, but we do have some great pricing during the Kickstarter. And there will be a level 2 certification for the new deck.
Yes. I'm excited about that for, so level 2 coming early 2023.
Yeah, yeah.
Woohoo!
You do level 1, so you do level 2, but yeah. So the summer special ends next Saturday. So we do take payment plans, even if you did one deposit, that gets them in, right? One deposit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. There's payment plans when you go through. Yep, you get, if you put the deposit in, that's going to secure that summer sale price. If you do that by August 6th.
Okay, perfect. And then other than that, well, we have time. October, we have our crystals class. We have other things going on. And then we may be doing a special on readings if you want to do. This is just a sample, but if you want to do full readings with me, Linda, Joanna, we're going to have a special on that coming up. So look for that in the August newsletter. Are we good? Anything else you would like to add?
I mean,
you more, now more, and help keep me organized. So did we get everything?
I'm actually looking at the website because I'm constantly making changes to the website. You guys, feel free to give us feedback. But yeah, I mean, we've got a lot going on, and even we have a lot of in-person events coming up. Mm-hmm. So if you want to see us in person, so there's several coming up in Florida. Any of my friends up here in Virginia, I've got a lot of events that are coming up over the summer. Trish, come and see me because I know you're just down the street. And bring your friends, bring your daughter. Love to see you. So those in-person events are great as well.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone, for being here. If you put coconuts or do a coconut, Linda's going to put some lime in the coconut and shake it all up. And one of you will be there. Hopefully, we'll see a lot of you on Thursday. And come read and check it out because you may be wanting to lead it the next time. Because we're going to do it once a month, right? Is that the plan? Once a month?
Yeah, the next one's probably going to be August 18th.
Okay.
Is what we're looking at right now.
Okay.
But we're take the right to reserve that if we need to as the Kickstarter kicks into gear.
Oh my God, that may be Kickstarter Eve. We're hoping to have the Kickstarter ready on the 19th. We'll be talking more about that in the next couple of weeks because there will be some special incentives, especially if you not only pre-order a copy in the Kickstarter, but if you're one of the first to make a pledge, special things for you too. We can't do this without you, and we are doing this for you. So that's the idea, is that this is a cherries collective, and we're just kind of working through the energy that Spirit's directing us to do. And so thank you, like, wholeheartedly. And thank you, Linda, for hearing the call and coming on board and being our alchemist, because we're growing and we're so grateful, and you're helping make all that happen. All right. With that said, and she's so darn talented intuitively too, like bonus. All right.
Well, and that's what everyone's intuitive gifts grow differently, right?
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, we wish you nothing but coconuts, and I hope you all come back and tell us all the ways that you've played this week next Monday, okay? Or tell us how you played on Thursday when we see you at the new Coconuts Club. All right. Blessings to all of you. Thank you for being here. Much love. Thank you, Linda.
Blessings.
Thank you, all of you. Big hugs.